Welcome to Our Lady Queen of Peace Retreat Center.
Well, it all started really on our trip to Medjugorje in Yugoslavia. We really got excited over being there, and I don't know, something just came over us that we wanted to do something. And I assumed that they taught, and Bishop Bickline said that he would like to have a retreat center in this diocese. So my husband and I talked over it, and we said, well, we should probably find some property and give it to the diocese. So we looked around at different places, and when we found this one, where it is now, the bishop liked it, and he said it was center for the whole diocese. So we purchased it.
Bill Shadrach. It was just a delightful gentleman, very pious, and I found out later, after we're doing some activities at the center, because I noticed that they had his portrait on the wall of the cafeteria. But he never told me. He's just a quiet one of those guys that follows the gospel. You know, don't let anybody know that you're giving.
Brother David, my younger brother, was ordained a priest, a Passionist priest in the Northeast. And at his the reception after his first Mass, Sister Eileen Fucito was sitting there, and she was at the time the provincial of her order, the Passionist Sisters. And I was telling her about my work in the diocese and working with the bishop on developing a retreat center and his thoughts about a retreat, about a religious community coming. And she said to me, "Isn't that interesting? Our chapter, our provincial chapter, just voted that we wanted to be able to move our ministries beyond New England and look for other places in the United States to plant ourselves."
We also knew that this diocese wanted to build their own retreat center, and the bishop was very clear that he wanted a religious community and the spirituality of the community to be part of that retreat center. As he put it, he did not want just a spiritual hotel. He wanted something more than that.
How of a retreat center did we want? And also then that's when the Passionate Sisters came into the picture about wanting to help, to be able to do that. So we saw that as kind of, as God's blessing on that too. And so we had a capital campaign to help to begin to have for the retreat to get started. And
well, we came in 1999 at the invitation of Bishop Steib, and it was a 3-year preparation period for us. Because we had to get the approval and the support of our community in Connecticut and Rhode Island.
It was going to be a place that people would enjoy coming to, that it would be a place where, that would be out of the city, so that, you wouldn't be, what a retreat is to kind of get away, so it would be a place that people could get away to.
Well, the happy part of it was that the diocese already had a plan for the physical plant. My goal for the retreat center is really that it is a place where people can come and be spiritually nourished, that they can get an experience there that they don't necessarily get even in their parishes or any place else. So,
Sister is just a blessing to the community. And I do think it was a godsend that she is the person who was chosen.
well, it's a place where they can go to meet God, to encounter God.
And so that was the experience I had the first time I went to the retreat center. I walked in and I was like, I didn't even know this was here. And what an amazing gift this is to the people of the diocese. And it's
My husband and I have been out there 3 different times, and we've had 3 wonderful experiences each and every time. The thing I like best is there's no electronics, and so there's no worldly intervention. We just have a time to reflect on what Jesus is trying to teach us, and also how spiritual you feel, uplifted. I'm not sure I can even describe it to you. You just come away back with the Lord, reconnected.
Well, the beauty of the Queen of Peace Retreat Center is the fact that it is a quiet place. It allows you the opportunity to vacate the noise of the regular world and have an opportunity for introspection and to deal with the beauty that God has made present for us.
The best part about the retreat center is that is having it in our own backyard, that you can get somewhere quickly and feel like you're completely disconnected.
When I have been the director of the Cursillo, the rector of the Cursillo, because there is a moment when the tables go and pray before the tabernacle. Well, they're supposed to be there by themselves, but there is no jobs for the rector of the Cursillo, so I sneaked in the back of the church and I pray and I listen to the men speak to God. That has been a tremendous experience for me, because that's how the Holy Spirit works. It'll touch people in that matter.
It's just when you go in there, you feel the Spirit coming into you, and it's just a great place to go. So, and also the food is delicious.
Oh goodness, this facility is a godsend. I have brothers in other parts of the country, and in their diocese, when I mentioned that we have a retreat center, they said, well, you mean it's something that you have to drive to? I said, no, it's 45 minutes from Memphis. And they said, your diocese is very blessed to have a retreat center this close to you.
I guess my happiest memory is to see people at the time when they've experienced their retreat, and they say always to a person, it's so peaceful here, and I'm so happy that I came.
The time that I've spent at Queen of Peace, I thoroughly enjoyed, just because it was off the beaten path and away from the technological distractions of everyday life. It's definitely a closer moment to God.
When you were a kid and there was one place that you always loved to go to, and you just couldn't wait to get out of the car and get there. Maybe it was your grandparents' house or a best friend's house. That's the way I feel about the retreat center every time I go there. Every time I get there and I park my car and I'm walking in, I feel like I'm home. It's just that kind of place.
Time with God, only good stuff comes when you have time with God.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. And I think the people in the diocese have really enjoyed it. And I've had so many people to come to me and say they're so thankful that we do have a retreat center here.
It's a lovely place to be. The scenery out every window is beautiful.
It's a very peaceful place.
This is a quilt retreat, and we're sewing UFOs, unfinished projects. We're getting it all together. So, unfinished objects. We're treated like queens.
It's the best place to come.
I mean,
It
just
is
sew and
absolutely.
eat, sew and eat. We don't have to cook, we don't have to clean up, and we're not bothered. We can just sit down and do what we need to do.
We're on our own time, do what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of my very favorite sayings of all time is a Matthew Kelly quote. And it says, if we don't, and I'm going to have to paraphrase here, but he says, if we don't stop long enough to let the Lord fill us up, we will soon realize the limits of our own strength. And to me, the retreat center really encompasses what that means, to get away, to have that time with Him, let Him fill you up in the places where you need to be filled up.
My prayer for the retreat center is that it would continue to grow in the direction it's going, that it would be more accessible to many people who don't have access to the kind of facility or programs that we offer. That would be my hope.
I see the retreat center as a part of our diocesan life, as our faith walk. It's just reconnecting with the tradition that is for us. I mean, who knows it's better than God?
Well, I think it will continue to develop as it has.
We're just very happy that we have had the opportunity to come here, and hopefully we will find new ways of reaching out to the people, not only of this diocese, but to wherever people can come from and go back to make a difference in their lives.
In the next 10 years, I would like to see it continue growing, and I would like to see the possibility maybe of us enlarging it, you know, if that feasibility presents itself, so that it truly becomes a place where we as a Catholic Diocese of Memphis can bring all of our folks to really meet our spirituality and our God.